What's up, YouTube? And hello, Cryptonairz. Hello, hey, hey, everybody. It's Monday. Here we go again. Grateful to be here, though, for another day, another week, and you are viewing another live episode of Around the Clock. Cryptonairz, ladies of crypto, or the coolest ladies of crypto. We answer to both of those things, and we're so glad to have you here. I hope that everyone had a wonderful weekend and is enjoying their Indigenous Peoples Day. Some of you had the day off, and some of you didn't get that excuse for the day off. But if you did, I hope you enjoyed your day. And let me turn my phone down, because the thing that happens is that the phone doesn't ring all day, but as soon as you're on air, that's when the phone decides to ring. And we don't want that to happen. Let me do what we all do, what all of us do, and that's take a look at the markets really quick and see what's happening. It's been good news for a little bit of a while. We've been a little happily surprised there. Just wanted to take a minute to look at Ohm, you guys, and a lot of people in our Discord are into Ohm. Ohm has a wonderful uh, story in its tokenomics. And if you're staking Ohm right now, you are very happy. It's at $1,109, up 5.2%. Making crazy staking gains. So this is we have a whole room in our Discord dedicated to Ohm. And if you'd like to know more about it, definitely join our Discord. Use that spooky code, and we'd be happy to have you there. Spooky 30 is for the month of October. And hello, Channing. How are you? That is the code you can use to get 30% off of your Discord subscription for the life of your membership, which is really awesome. A very great deal. More than worth it. And it's not even about the money, you guys. It's more so for us to be able to keep bringing you great content and opportunities. Um, we have a whole host of mods in there that do research for you, that spend on the average at least 15 hours or more a week researching this stuff. Many of them sacrifice. They have full-time jobs, families, responsibilities, all that adult stuff. But they love this space and they love the potential of this space. And they're working hard to make everything in that Discord a quality experience for folks who may be coming in, maybe new to crypto, or maybe even advanced. Maybe you've been there a while and you've been going it on your own. But it's just so much more a rich experience to have a community uh, with you for your wins and even some of your losses, to share your victories and some, maybe some of the hard lessons you've learned. It just makes such a difference. So check us out. You can go to cryptonairz.com to do that. I'm going to refresh this market page to make sure we have the latest and the greatest. Bitcoin, you guys, very rapidly, seemingly approaching the $60,000 mark. It's at 57,595. And I say seemingly because we all know that the Bitcoin, this girl, she ain't loyal. You don't know what she's going to do. She may decide to drop way back down. But for now, she's holding steady and looking good. Ethereum at 35.39. Hoping that it's going to reach an all-time high before the year is out. Cardano has lost that number 3 spot again. It's at $2.17, but that's okay. She's pulling back a bit, but still there in the top 10. XRP, shout out to the XRP army. It's $1.13, and Solana weighing in at 144.95. And for the strong block crew, let's take a look. And we know Strong had a bit of a pullback, but Strong still looking strong at $666.21 at rank 400 right now. And still doing very well for those who have created nodes. Shout out to the Strong Block crew. How was your weekend, Allie? Was it pretty good?
It was good. I I got a lot of issues, man. I keep joining these cult servers where you have to do really crazy things. And you don't even know why you're doing them at this point. I was up till Saturday night, like Sunday morning, I was up till like 3:30. After I decided I was going to bed, I stumbled across this like very strange server that I will tell everyone about later. And I got roped into that and I couldn't stop. Um, but it paid off though, because I made it pretty far relatively quick. But like when there were only 3,000 or so people in there, and now there's like 4 times as many. So it seems it's a little more difficult to progress quickly. And yeah, then I was very tired on Sunday. But
Hmm.
I did go to a party Saturday evening, and very uncharacter whatever the word is. I can't think of it right now. I'm so tired. Um Very uncharacter like. I had my phone in my bag the whole time, and it was a refreshing change. I was not scrolling Twitter.
Yeah, that
I
is a
had a
plus plus.
reprieve from all of the alerts on my phone that I have set going off every second. Yeah, it was great.
Awesome. And you
Yeah.
guys, we do have to unplug sometimes because it can get really heavy. And life is still life, and you still have to participate. You still have to be present for your loved ones. So sometimes it's
Yeah.
okay to leave the phone at home, in the car, wherever, and take a break and just unplug. It's healthy. Believe me, you just feel like you just need that little break. And Channing says that he has earned his Songbird NFT over the weekend. Congratulations,
That's
Channing.
great, Channing.
I have to pause and like take the time to figure it out. I had XRP like everywhere, and it's just like eventually. So I probably have missed that NFT opportunity, but I'm so glad that you were able to get that. Congrats. You guys, we had a lot of legislation adjacent kind of news
Yeah.
today. So we'll cover a bit of it. Most notably, the fact that the US FDIC is looking at whether or not stablecoins can be insured is a big news. And we have, I mean, said that time and time again that, like, if we were going to be looking at legislation, that would be something that I feel like the average investor would definitely feel would be a good thing if they were able to do that. But we're going to get into that article a little bit now and check it out.
Channing says it's not too late for the NFT.
Ah, thanks. Maybe I can talk to you offline, Channing, and you can help me figure out my songbird conundrum. What's up, I Big
Hey,
Dallas?
Dallas.
And
She's
I
been
know
all
you. I
over
know
her
why you're
buddy.
running late because we were in the same Twitter Spaces like right before I got on this live. And yes, that was fun, wasn't it? I Big Dallas. Oh my gosh.
Was that your usual evening one?
No, it wasn't. It was a different crazy one. Yeah, it was a little bit of drama, but I think they have hopefully have worked that out. So let me find that.
Hey, Sean.
Sean Webster, what's up? That is not the article I want. You guys, it's a coin telegraph. There it is. And it's buffering, so forgive that. And then of course, it's like I'm buffering
Well,
and I'm not going to grab it.
while you're doing that, I'll just tell you that I belong to another server, and today it's very strange. We're having a pizza party. So a pizza may or may not show up at my house at like 9:15.
That should be
I don't
fun.
really know how it's gonna go. We'll see. But like everyone's all over the country, and I don't know how they pulled it. Well, I don't know if they're going to pull it off, but it should be interesting.
It sounds like fun. Who doesn't love pizza? So this article says the US FDIC is studying deposit insurance for stablecoins. So you guys know that the letter agencies, including Gensler, and the various powers that be in our government are looking at focusing on very hard stablecoins, even though they say, oh, we're not going to ban cryptocurrency, but gosh darn it, we're going to make sure stablecoins are regulated. And we all know what that's all about. So-called pass-through coverage would insure holders of these stablecoins against losses up to 250,000 if the bank holding the collateral were to fail. Don't necessarily think that's a bad idea if they come out saying that this can be done. So the FDIC, a key U.S. banking regulator, is studying whether certain stablecoins are eligible for this coverage. 5 people familiar with the agency's thinking, so I wonder who these 5 people were, said that discussions are preliminary and it is not clear what the timetable would be for making policy decisions on this. The agency that is trying to analyze the so-called pass-through FDIC insurance are trying to determine what that's going to look like. Is it going to look like reserves that issuers hold at banks or something else? The FDIC is also looking at what regular direct deposit insurance might look like for banks that want to issue stable coins as well. This is all part of the process by which they are trying to bring stable coins into the banking system in a responsible manner. So this could bode well, or this could be looking like what Allie and I have been having discussions about. Like, is this looking like them doing what Russia is doing, trying to make crypto for accredited investors and bring crypto under the control of banks, so that only certain people will have access um, to the benefits of it. So that is what we, it sounds good on the surface, but is it? That's the question, and only time is going to answer that. So the FDIC is saying, so it depends on what's backing stable coins. If it's backed by reserves at the Federal Reserve for cash, then you can make the argument that it is a deposit. And I think we all know that one of the stable coins they're looking at is USDC, aka Circle, which has
Yeah.
applied for its banking license. I know that Circle has really tried to avoid the mistakes made by Tether, another stable coin that's been in this space for a long, long time, and making sure that they are backed mostly by this, by the federal backed by the reserves at the Federal Reserve and that kind of thing. So, because if they want their banking license, then they have to make sure that those things are done and that it passes the scrutiny of regulators, because they have said, time and time again in the news that they are working very closely with regulators. So, if it is backed by Treasury bonds, then they're saying it will be hard to treat it as a deposit. So these are discussions that are coming amid a broader debate about stablecoin regulation. So you guys don't have a time frame on this. They do mention Circle in here. The Biden administration would subject stablecoin issuers to bank-like regulations such as Circle, USDC, the second largest stablecoin. And they subpoenaed that, and you guys know about that. The SEC is looking at them, and they subpoenaed them in July. So yeah, this is very similar to what banks offer for their deposits, and we will see. So we don't know. The answer here is it's being looked at, but there is no. It's in a think tank. All of this, and we will see how this turns out. If this happens, obviously this would receive a good housekeeping seal from the FDIC, and that would look pretty good. That would be a plus on some level for for the whole crypto sphere. But we'll see what happens, you guys.
I don't
know.
excuse me, I don't believe that for a second. If a bank were to fail, they can't pay you out. And they say you're insured for up to 250,000, you're not getting 250,000 back.
No,
Maybe you'll
you'll be
get
lucky
some
to
of
get
the money back.
anything.
Yeah. So like
If
it
they
really
actually
doesn't
fail.
make it, that
Yeah.
insurance, it just doesn't.
Yeah. Who's going to benefit? We all know, we've seen it. Who's going to get the bailouts? It won't be us. It won't, at least not from past history. But
Well,
yes, I thought that article was quite powerful. That is big news, you guys.
I mean, if you were to deposit your stable coins with the bank, first of all, if you had stable coins, I don't know why you would deposit them in a bank. It kind of defeats the entire purpose of having a stable coin. Secondly, um, during the previous administration, some things were changed with banking regulations. And
Right?
if a bank is going to fail, they can seize customer deposits to stay afloat. So yeah,
Yes. That is the truth, you guys. I mean, that's current, at least current law. Um,
I
that
mean that
is,
could change at any time, but
yeah, that's antithetical to the current administration's flow. I think that came in during a previous administration's flow, so we'll see. But the point being here is that, as Ali said, it, the goal, or at least the original goal with crypto, is supposed to be decentralization, and this certainly is not that. So yes, it should be interesting to see how all of this plays out. I find this absolutely fascinating. We're literally living through crypto history here, guys. Um, Here's another article. We shared that Loomis had said, or not said, but she had to uh, reveal that how much Bitcoin she held, is because she's, who she is. And she's also in the news again saying that she thinks that it's not necessarily so much the SEC that crypto has to be concerned about. It's really the Treasury, Janet Yellen's purview, that they have to be concerned about. So there was apparently a blockchain summit in Texas on Friday. And Wyoming Senator Cynthia Loomis said that the Treasury Department may be more of a threat to innovation in blockchain and cryptocurrencies in the United States than the SEC and the Commodity Futures Trading Commission. Her recent concerns with the federal agency came from the language that we are all concerned about, that's in the infrastructure bill, that broad terminology of broker. Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen has expressed her support of the legislation under the wording that was passed by the Senate in August. That wording says brokers would have to report digital asset transactions worth more than $10,000 to the Internal Revenue Service. That definition that was proposed showed a fundamental misunderstanding of Bitcoin and other digital assets, says Loomis. And she's also the one that said if you asked, five people in the House or the Senate, what is crypto? None of them would really know what it is.
soccer.
And she's definitely for having um, more thoughtful conversation and people knowing what something is before they legislate around it. And of course, Cruz always has something to say. His focus was on the energy concerns around crypto. Who cares what Cruz? But yes, Loomis is very thoughtful here about it. The originally scheduled vote was supposed to happen before September 27th. And right now we know that, all of that stuff is being held up with all of this political grandstanding that is going on right now. So still don't know. They said that the lawmakers will likely move forward this week. Ha ha ha. We will see. So
Well, yeah,
there's that.
there's a deadline on the 31st, right?
Mm-hmm.
Um,
We'll
so I
see.
also was reading that a large portion of Senate was very surprised to see anything about crypto in the infrastructure bill because they are not educated on it, and they
Right.
felt they shouldn't be writing regulation on something that they do not understand, which we all know it's a
Totally
bad
makes
it's a bad
sense.
idea. I don't know. I
Yeah.
still feel that perhaps something can be worked out. Maybe they're starting to realize the sledgehammer approach might not be the way forward if you do not want to cripple innovation in your own country.
Yeah. I mean, isn't that a novel idea? And again, like I said, I'm seeing this pattern, and I just like this feeling like on the one hand they're fighting it and opposing it, on the other hand they're adopting it and embracing it. So it's kind of sending this very mixed signal saying, and it feels to me like they very much want to control the way that things go here. And Travis, I'm so happy that you got an opportunity to unplug this weekend. That's what it's all about. Just getting this fixed now. The sweet clock alpha. Thanks for being here. We appreciate you so very, very much. And here's another this article, this next article says they're fighting it, but yet they're embracing it. This is the SEC guys approving what might be the first crypto ETF, which has been in the crypto news everywhere. Unfreaking real. So there's those mixed signals that we keep talking about, like what the heck are you guys doing? SEC approves Volt Equities crypto stock ETF, and so this is progress because they haven't approved anything like an ETF here, from what I understand. It's been done everywhere else but the U.S. The U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission has approved an exchange-traded fund ETF that aims to provide investors with exposure to publicly traded companies, and to provide them with exposure to Bitcoin. And here we go again with these accredited investors, because you guys know this isn't for the general public. According to a prospectus filed October 1st, Volt Crypto Industry Revolution and a Tech ETF will track the performance of Bitcoin Industry Revolution companies. And these are publicly listed companies on NASDAQ. So check out those letters. They either hold a majority of their net assets in Bitcoin like MicroStrategy does, or they make majority of their profits through mining and building mining equipment like Marathon Digital Holdings. MARA is the letters there. At least 80% of the fund's net assets will be invested in crypto stocks. The remaining 20% will be invested in more traditional stocks to offset the risk of the fund's focused portfolio. So the fund is going to trade under the ticker BTCR, and it comes days after the regulator delayed its decision on 4 Bitcoin ETFs. So why this one passed the mustard? And the other ones did not, but they delayed the decision, and they were from Global X, Wisdom Tree, Cryptoin, and Valkyrie. And they delayed those decisions until late November at the earliest. And when they've done this before in the past, they usually end up saying no. So they kick the crypto can down the road for Bitcoin ETF applications, but they are piling up. BlockFi also filed for a Bitcoin futures ETF, bringing the number of active applications to over a dozen. And so, despite the delays, many in the crypto community says that the approval of a Bitcoin ETF could happen by the end of the month. So, it's one step forward here with this Volt approval.
So that's only for accredited investors.
It seems that way. I'm wondering if all of them will end up taking that same path. And
It's
Channing
up to
says
who's
Volt must
running.
be related to ETH. Yeah, the SEC does seem to like ETH, right? Maybe so. But yes, that did happen. So they have approved them for whatever, reasons that there may be. That's a step forward. And we will see. We will see what happens with the other, dozen applications. Were you going to say something about it, Al?
No, not really.
And this next thing is just a very similar situation to mass adoption, and why the next crypto winter, this is strictly my opinion, not financial advice, may look very, very different from the Bitcoin winters and bear markets of the past. But, and this is something we didn't get to share on Friday. So it's just a few days old. And this is an article about crypto and pension funds. And we know, like, the last kind of financial people to come on board were pension funds, and that was because they were talking about, oh, it's too volatile. So this is an article from Cointelegraph that says crypto and pension funds like oil and water, or maybe not. Pension funds are the most cautious of institutional investors, but they are now giving the booming crypto and blockchain sector a closer look. So there were plenty of reasons why they said they did not want to invest in a crypto. The industry was too new, too volatile, and then very, very technical. However, the rules and regulations to govern and the rules and regulations to govern crypto have yet to be settled. But now they are looking at it because I mean that's just like dangling a carrot. There's just like way too much money and gains to be made for them to totally ignore it. So it should not be surprising now that the pension funds are giving it a closer look. Family offices led the charge into crypto funds several years ago, but now there's an increasing interest from pensions and many pensions that now have exposure to crypto. So they're probably doing that through Grayscale and places like that. We've seen increased interest from pensions in the past year, says Christine Sandler, the head of sales and marketing research at Fidelity Digital Assets. So we believe this reflects the growing sophistication and institutionalization of digital assets, combined with a strong macro narrative driven by the response to the pandemic. So pension funds do tend to be more conservative, risk averse, and all of that good stuff. But now that they've seen that, crypto is here to stay, they might feel less leery of the space. So one of the first United States-based pension funds to invest in blockchain is the Fairfax County Police Officers Retirement System, based in Fairfax, Virginia. So that's like my neck of the woods, you guys. So if they are, kind of setting the standard, I'm sure that other funds can't be far behind from jumping into this. There was a study that was done by Sandler's group, and she said, we know that pension funds have defined benefit plans like other institutional investor segments, but they favor active management of an investment product that contains digital assets, which makes perfect sense. So now they're thinking that more pension funds are going to travel down this road. So again, all of this, guys, is why is that important to us? Because it puts us closer to mass adoption. It puts us closer to having crypto be going across the whole financial sector, from banking to payments and remittances to pensions, pension funds and retirement plans. That's big. That's huge news. So definitely had to bring that to you guys. And one more article about mass adoption, and we're going to turn it over to our beautiful Allison for the NFT news. But I saw this and I definitely wanted to share this too. This has been an amazing bit of news. People have been trying to put Google and crypto together for a long, long time. And it's turned out to be like false news or fake news every time. But this time is actually a thing. So as soon as my screen will share, we're going to share that. This is Google partnering with a company called Bakkt, B-A-K-K-T. Hopefully you guys can see that now. Somebody put a Bitcoin there in the second O for Google. But today, Bakkt, a Bitcoin and crypto marketplace and custodian, announced a partnership with Google to extend the reach and usability of digital assets to meet the rapidly evolving consumer demand. And as this gets to be more mainstream, as people are exposed to this, as people are seeing the gains, and especially quote unquote accredited investors, they want exposure. So today, Bakkt, a Bitcoin, did I say that already? They just repeated it twice. A Bitcoin and crypto marketplace custodian announced a partnership with Google. So Bakkt is going to allow users to add their virtual Visa debit cards into Google Pay to purchase goods and services in store and online wherever Google Pay is accepted. So Bitcoin payments will be converted into fiat to make these purchases. This partnership is a testament to Bakkt's strong position in the digital asset marketplace to empower consumers to enjoy their digital assets in real time. said Gavin Michael, the Backed CEO. Additionally, partnering with Google Cloud will enable us to continue to be a best in class, innovative platform that can undoubtedly scale to meet the needs of millions of users. So, again, this is really big news. And they're going to be using, obviously, the Google Cloud platform to enable all of this. And Google said they're proud to help back accelerate and scale the availability of their innovative solutions powered by our technologies. And it says while this partnership may not be the ideal payment solution Bitcoiners are looking for, because they'll have to liquidate their Bitcoin for fiat before making transactions, rather than just spending it on a transaction seamlessly over Lightning, is still a notable indicator of commercial interest in Bitcoin and the growing demand for Bitcoin payment solutions. So there you have it, guys, and I'm sure that we will hear more as the technology progressives as to how Google and other partners like that are going to be moving in the space. But that is big news for crypto and crypto
Yeah.
mass adoption. All right, girlfriend, it is all on you to tell us about the latest and greatest NFT news.
Okay, guys. So I hope everyone had a great weekend. It was relatively calm weekend for NFTs, and I think everyone needed a bit of a reset. So it was welcomed by me. I was happy to not be stressed out about what's going on. Do I have enough ETH? Suffering FOMO. I didn't have to deal with any of that over the weekend, but I did want to go over some things. So, first, it seems that Decentraland is going to be having a major music festival. Now, I'm going to call this somewhat breaking news because I happened to be listening to Maddie, DCL blogger, earlier today in his live stream, and he had announced that his project, the MetaKey, had recently entered into a partnership with Decentraland for this music festival. And if you hold a MetaKey, then you will get exclusive access to AMAs with all of the artists performing at the festival. And apparently, they're big name artists. They're not like small. We've never really heard of them. They're big artists, and Decentraland should be announcing that in the next day or so. So let's all be on the lookout for that. I'm a major music fan, and I will be pumped to attend my first music event in Decentraland. Even if I cannot decide what my avatar is going to look like, I keep changing it. I keep signing in there as a guest because I don't want to make any permanent decisions that I can't undo. I'm still learning how to use Decentraland. I walk into walls, can't go upstairs. I have a lot of trouble in those places, but I'll get better. I'll get better. I did think that that was really interesting. The MetaKey is really out of reach for me, which is quite sad. They recently dropped version 4, and Maddie did not think that that would sell out right away. It sold out right away, and a lot of bots got it. So everyone was disappointed by that, but what can
Welcome
you
to
do?
NFT 2021.
Yeah. We had okay, I don't think I want to say that just yet because I have I have a serious conversation that I want to have. And it will require some input from you, Corey. And hopefully the live chat will chime in with how they feel about it. Uh, okay, so on Saturday night, I said that I was up really late. Um, and I see that gas, I'm in different servers, looking at stuff, researching, and I see that for no reason at all, like at 12:30 at night on a Saturday, I guess technically that could be considered Sunday morning, gas shoots up to like 1,000 Gwei. Like, what? It's the middle of the night. What's going on here? Um, and then I hopped into what I consider like an alpha type server, and they were mad. Um, a lot of them, I don't know if they have bots. I'm not really sure how they can monitor transactions on Etherscan so quickly, and they can react very quickly. Their skill level is far above mine in terms of interacting with Etherscan and contracts and all of that stuff I find very interesting, and I'm learning more each day. But I knew that they would know what was going on, and they did. There was a drop called, of all things, Bamboozled. What a name! What a
Oh.
name to call a collection. Now, at first, I thought that this was like, okay, it's called Bamboozled. Instantly, gas shoots to 1,000 Gwei. Someone knew about this. Someone was front running it. It was a stealth drop, by the way, which is explains the time. A stealth drop you wouldn't think would explain 1,000 Gwei, but it is what it is. I actually have found out what happened. I initially thought that it was like, okay, it is the whales working with whales to get richer and then dump on plebs. That's actually not the case. Um, what happened here? There's a really great Twitter follow if you're interested in more technical aspects of NFTs, contracts, Etherscan. Bender, OX Bender is the Twitter account, and he posted a thread on this. And I thought that he put in serious work, and the thread is quite long, and I'm not going to bore everyone with the whole thing. Um, so I'm just going to give you the gist. I will share my screen so no one wants to just stare at my face while I'm reading something. And my dog is most likely going to start barking. So that's just a warning. Okay, my husband has just gotten home from work. So yeah, back to this Twitter thread. Okay, here we go. It's Bender, and he has tweeted that Bamboozlers launched with a bang, shot to 4 ETH floor, and then down to 1 ETH floor. The launch came with a lot of criticism, so here's a detailed look from someone who knew the most about this project, me. I found it 24 hours early. Here's how and why and what happened next. Okay, so I put a lot of effort into this space to push it in a direction that would, for some of these, I'm just going to paraphrase to like get through it quicker. I put a lot of effort into this space to push it in a direction that's better for everyone. And you can make of this thread what you want. An average user DM'd me Friday asking for help finding a project they thought was going to be big and asked that they told no one what they found to protect the sanctity of a stealth launch. And I stuck to that, even cutting out in real life friends. They told me that it would launch in the next few days and it involved pandas. So I got to work and promised I'd deliver. This is why it's so important for us to really learn how to interact with some of these sites and contracts and working with Etherscan, because so much can be discovered. As you know, everything is public. This is not in a thread. It's just me adding in adding in my 2 cents as I'm going through the thread. So they said it would launch in a few days and it involved pandas. So I set up monitoring tools for newly registered domains involving the word panda. I scanned certificates that were registered through using census. Next up, I set up monitoring for major Twitter accounts that might find it before I did. Everyone that I thought could find it first was being tracked using a Twitter bot. I then scoured Rinkeby testnet, knowing that the devs had to be testing minting somewhere. Scrolling deep through the activity page, I saw mints of pixelated pandas. This is how I found their test contracts. And I started mapping addresses, interacting with the contract and addresses that interact with those addresses. It's like following a complex spider web. So all addresses were put in a monitoring bot to track every transaction that they made so that I could follow them. And then he shows like what it looked like. With monitoring set up, I started picking apart the testnet OpenSea collection and looking for keywords that continued to pop up. Bamboozled was one. At this point, any movement the devs made, he was tracking. I started monitoring. I set up monitors to track newly verified contracts on Etherscan that contained various words. I wasn't confident I had their deployer wallet for mainnet, so I wanted to be safe. Apparently, Telegram monitors worked very well. The devs redeployed the test contract and tested functions using different wallets each time. So he was tracking everything, and every time something with the panda address changed, he rushed over to Etherscan to check it and see what was happening. And He finally added the contract address and deployer wallet, excuse me, into the transaction monitor and started watching as they went to work. The sale went live, excuse me, and gas spiked way too hard. I minted for my wallet limit, one at 80 Gwei and then three at 1,000 Gwei. And this is where things get interesting. He saw Mev Collector minting from several wallets. I assumed he had found it by watching Etherscan when it verified. So how did the stealth launch turn into a gas war? Mev Collector joined the Discord using, and tons of users flooded in after, but no one followed the Twitter account. These weren't big crypto influencers or whales, they were normal people. So Bender is suspecting that Mev runs a paid Discord where he shares alpha. So then the mint sells out, people FOMO buy. Most of most of crypto Twitter had no idea what was happening. And then the FUD started saying that like it was about whales, it was copy pasta from Anonymous. But actually it's not copy pasta, and he lays out the contracts side by side. Like he put in a lot of work into this thread. So if you are interested in technical aspects of contracts in Etherscan, I encourage you to look at this for yourself because you might find it very useful and learn from it. So yeah, crypto Twitter failed to follow the number one rule, the do your own research rule. He doesn't run any private discords that where he shares alpha. And he doesn't know anyone that does. However, he believes that the owners of private discords will front run their members for their own gain. I won't confirm that, but it is my belief. So it's just the same. I mean, and it goes on, but it's just the same as crypto Twitter influencers also do the same thing. So, if you learn how to track transactions on Etherscan, what's like trending mints, you can pick up on these before they sell out. You can pick up on them before other people don't know. You can mint directly from the contract. There are a lot of benefits to learning how to interact directly with Etherscan. So I'm going to continue learning myself, and I encourage everyone to do the same thing. I know that a lot of people were irritated about this stealth drop. I also was myself because I figure like I never get on these things, and now these guys, they banded together to just make ETH and then dump bags on everyone. That wasn't the case. So, but I am happy to know what actually happened. So yeah, I wanted to share that with you guys. I know that there are some people in our server that were aware of that drop too because we were chatting about it. Then we have Pixel Vault changed their tokenomics like in the middle of a launch for Planet DAO. And it involves Jupiter, and people are pissed. A lot of people are pissed, mostly people that minted Jupiter.
Was that one of
other
the
people don't care.
less expensive planets to mint, or one of the more expensive planets?
I'm not sure. It may have been middle of the road, and the whole project was out of my range at the moment because of my liquidity. So I really didn't look at the prices of things, and considering the information on the project is like a thesis paper, I just didn't have that kind of time to devote to research for that. But basically, if you minted they closed minting on Jupiter. You can no longer mint Jupiter, but now everyone that minted a planet is getting a free Jupiter. So all of the people that actually minted Jupiter are pissed because it has diluted their investment. And there was an interesting conversation happening on Twitter between VGF and another, I guess you could, I don't know if you want to call him an influencer, but someone in the NFT space. And VGF was
Maxi Beanie did not weigh in on this, or Beanie Maxi?
No, he did not. He did not. He did not weigh in. It was just VGF because he didn't like what this person had to say, and he was basically. I thought that it was extremely condescending. Corey, you actually know who this is? It's NFT Nick. He bought Jupiter, and he was pissed. Like, what the hell? Like this messed up my investment.
Hopefully they had there had to be some reason for doing that. That team seems to have thought this out quite well and thoroughly, so I'm a bit surprised. Just really.
Well, I think everyone was surprised by that. Like changing tokenomics in the middle of a launch is not really something that a lot of projects do.
Mhm.
I do not know their reasoning for it. They will be having some town halls in their server where you can go and ask questions. And today, Nick was talking on it on Morning Alpha, and VGF comes in the room and was it was quite the exchange. It was very interesting. I mean, it
Mm.
ended fine. Like they have respect for each other, like as colleagues in the NFT space. But there were times that I thought VGF was very condescending about someone being like upset that their investment got diluted.
Mhm.
Um, but at the end of the day, like it's love and respect. It's these are people's investments, and we are all entitled to our own opinions. So I just wanted to share that, like that's going on. That project changed a few things. Um, and then let's see, we had some more stealth launches for Ether Bananas and Ether Monkeys, both of which sold out. Freeman sold out. Uh, it's similar to Cryptonairz and some of these other projects that are promising. And this brings me to what I wanted to talk about. Meerkat Millionaires Club, and some of these other projects that are dropping tokens, but they're most likely, and this is speculation, it's coming out of left field. Projects are being developed very quickly. Everyone's promising a token some DeFi aspect, and they're not really working with lawyers or um, taking their time to develop everything to make sure it's on the up and up, and it's not going to get crushed by regulation, because 9 out of 10 of these are most likely considered securities. We have talked previously about some of these projects and how it's very important to do your research on this, because at any time the whole project can just be gone. And Turtle DAO is a perfect example of that. Last week, OpenSea just straight up took them off. Why? Because
Really?
they think it's considered a security. Yep. Okay, so this brings me to the conversation. So I hope that the live chat will chime in. Um, there's another development today. Well, actually, I think the announcement may have been made on Friday, but we all know that the FTX Marketplace was opening. It is actually open now. So if you wanted to hop on FTX Marketplace, you can go on there, you can buy NFTs, and you can use your credit card. Right now, they're only Solana, but they do have Ethereum coming shortly. So they announced that they will not be, and I do have an article, but I don't really need to share it because we could just have this conversation about it. Uh, FTX had announced that they will not be, excuse me, listing Meerkat Millionaire Club on their marketplace because it
Hmm.
is considered a security. They also will not be listing Solana Monkey Business Generation 1. Generation 1 pays royalties to holders. Generation 2, the later generation, does not. So they will list Generation 2. We all know why they're doing this. They're doing this because they don't want anything on their site deemed a security that can shut them down. This
And this
is
is FTX US, right?
well, it's the FTX NFT marketplace. FTX US users can also use it. So by allowing Americans to use it, they cannot have anything listed or that could be deemed a security. If you are promising someone um, a return on your investment for investing, well, that's going to fail the security test. And we have plenty of examples of that in the NFT space right now. Everyone's rushing to put out a token. But
Oh yeah.
um, if everyone would just have followed the example set forth by um, Cyberkongs, where they specifically said 1 banana equals 1 banana. It has no monetary value. Like it has a utility. It's a utility token. You can use the bananas to breed and have baby kongs, and you will receive 10 banana a day, and you can use that however you want to do various things, like with the baby, or trade it amongst yourselves. However you would like to use that banana, you can, but the community will decide the worth of the banana. If people would just have followed this, maybe other projects wouldn't find themselves in this limbo space. And some people in the Meerkat Millionaires Discord were really upset by this news. Like, they were
Mm-hmm.
saying tons of bad things about FTX, the marketplace. Like, first of all, if you're not American, why do you even care? Like,
Right.
why do you care?
Right.
Solana has about 6 marketplaces right now. I think it's actually there's too many. You
Mm-hmm.
can't control the floor. They're all over. Someone's going to have to create an aggregator to pull all of the floors into one place. So um, people that are buying, or someone that wants to list, they can figure out the best place to put it for them. Uh, yeah, I have a concern that any website that is going to list something like Meerkat Millionaires Club or Turtle DAO or any of these other tokens that promise something in return for investing, Americans will be geo-fenced from using. Um, and I hear people talking like, okay, we all know it's going to fail the securities test. These are all securities. But I'm not really hearing people say, like, what is going to be the end result for American users specifically? And I think that that is a possibility. And then everyone, oh, well, you can use a VPN. Can you? Because people have run into issues with using the VPN. If you're
Yes.
using a centralized VPN, these protocols, dexes, they're getting hip to this type of thing because they have to protect their own project as well. So if they allow these users in, some projects don't care. Like, they don't care. That's the whole goal. Like, they are decentralized. They want it to be for everyone, but at the same time, they want to remain available to as many people as possible, and they don't want something to happen where they're forced to close. I don't know if anyone would close if they were pressed hard enough, but 1inch is a perfect example. Americans are now geofenced off of that. I have not tested using it with a VPN since we were told
Um,
we can't use it.
I
But
have, and right now it is working, but so did Binance in the beginning. And but as regulation got tougher and the scrutiny of
yeah,
that agency got harder, then you couldn't do it. It became they were like, no, we're not having it. So, the same thing could eventually happen with 1inch and these other platforms.
yeah,
And
that's
we're
what I'm
finding
thinking.
out, as things can go on, the SEC is looking at what we think is decentralized may not always be decentralized.
Or
If there's
as
a
decentralized as we
as
think.
we
Yeah,
think it is. So if
yeah,
there's a paper trail, there's somebody's name somewhere, they have offices somewhere that, people doing business somewhere, don't think that they are not looking for that and looking for ways that they can track down any centralized part of this or these NFTs, tokens, whatever, any part of
yeah.
cryptocurrency. And that's why they're looking to expand their staffing and all of this because they know it's a big undertaking and they will be, looking at this. This is why that thing that we shared with you guys about the unified front, the crypto czar that Biden may be appointing. All of this has an end goal, and they're going to be working on different fronts because again, this is a $2 trillion industry and it's only growing, and they
Yeah.
want to try to, catch it while they can, as before it expands even more. So yes, it's going to be, quite a thing to see. Like, is it as decentralized as we think it is?
I think that there are going to be I really like Meerkat Millionaires Club, and I did try to mint, but that was one of the drops that was botted. So it was very difficult to get that one. It's just a case of like who has the quickest, the fastest internet connection because the bots are skewing most of it, and whatever's left over, who's quickest, sort of thing. And unfortunately, that wasn't me, but I was interested in that project. because passive income. I just
Hello,
wanted to see
yeah.
what it was all about, and I was willing to risk a couple of $100 just to see what it was about. And these opportunities on other marketplaces. So we have Magic Eden, Digitalize, Solon Art, and then there was another one that actually just opened. It was either Saturday or yesterday. There's and I don't know the name of it offhand because I've not used it many times. There's one called the Exchange, and then FTX. So these are a lot of options, and if the only one that isn't going to list securities is FTX, I don't know why people are freaking out. They've got plenty of other places to pick up the Meerkat Millionaires Club or Solana Monkey Business actually has their own marketplace, so that's a bonus for that project as well. I think that this pizza situation might be happening. Someone is pulled
All
in my
right.
driveway. But maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know why someone would pull in my driveway at this hour. And my husband's in the backyard, so I don't know.
Channing has mentioned that a lot of XRP drops are taking place right now. And I know that they are looking at airdrops as potentially being a security of some type. So yes, Channing, I wonder how all of that is gonna affect Americans as well. If it's going to be taxed as capital gains, or what are they going to do there? But yes, Ripple, XRP, Flare, all of that, has a lot of airdrops with it of late.
um, Corey, I'm so sorry, but I'm really
Go
gonna have
ahead
to
and
answer
see
the
about
door.
your pizza. Go
Okay,
for it.
I'll be right back. I'll be right back. This
While
is
Allison
ridiculous.
while Allison is gone, there was some NFT news, you guys, that was super cool, and I'm going to share that. And I think this is so innovative. And of course, my little article is buffering, but it'll be here on the screen shortly. And this is NFT rentals. And so there's a venture capital firm that is actually backing. You guys may have heard of Animoca Brands, which is a huge thing that just came out. Some of the people involved in that are BitBoy you guys all know BitBoy. If you've been in the space for any time, you know who that name. Wendio, some other big influencers, but they are leading a $1.5 million bet on a company called NFT. You can see this is Rent Your NFT. It's a year-old DAO that will let you rent out NFTs on the Ethereum mainnet. So this will come with exclusive perks, and here's the stuff that Allison was just talking about. Like, is this going to be allowed, or will people be penalized later? But the project will help holders monetize the benefits of owning a NFT while still maintaining your long-term ownership. It announced a funding round on Friday. And so, in addition to Animoca, a year-old decentralized autonomous organization DAO behind the rentable NFT platform, it is also backed by Lattice Capital, Play Ventures, the Meta Cartel, just a bunch of VCs, people, venture capitalists, Scalar, Longhash, Skyvision, Fedora Capital, and Mave Ventures. The Ethereum-based project recently facilitated the lending of Stoner Cats, an NFT collection whose holders have access to a library of video shorts and animatas, and these holders rented those tokens to give temporary access to a private Discord event. Now, isn't that interesting? A rising trend in the NFT sector is for projects to include community benefits that go along with the ownership of the tokens. So, Re-NFT is giving owners a way to monetize the benefits without selling the underlying assets. So, how this works is that lenders can send the NFT they want to rent out to a smart contract after determining the daily rental price and a maximum rental period. So borrowers will input how long they want to own the NFT and pay for the rental cost plus a collateral amount equivalent to the price of the NFT. So it is not cheap to rent these things because y'all know how much Cool Cats is going for. It's a lot. So then they hold that collateral until the NFT is returned. So if they, for some reason, it doesn't get returned, then they got their money, they're still good. So with the NFT sector still in bloom, NFT sees the future of its lending protocol extending into the metaverse, where users can rent out their play to earn items, intellectual property, and even digital real estate. So this is really cool. This is
That's
definitely
very
going
cool.
to like open up the floor for a whole lot of
Yeah.
different things. And congrats on Animoco Brands in being in on that. So if you own one of those top 10, Bored Apes, Cool Cats, Stoner Cats, the list goes on. Uh, guess you'd be able to rent those bad boys out to people.
We're
That's
just
really
going to
cool.
see more and more of that, like as
Hmm.
the industry matures. And that's going to be so exciting because imagine if you're, I think I get most excited for people that have played video games like all of their life. People have ridiculed them spending so much time playing video games. Like, what are you doing with yourself? Now they're becoming millionaires doing what they love. And not only that, but all of the things that they earn or purchase in their games that are NFTs, now they can even make money off that, renting that out. I just, it's really cool.
I'm loving it. And they're
Yeah.
talking about renting out digital property in the metaverse. So if you're on
Yeah, it's
Sandbox
going to
or
be,
in Decentraland or Upland, being able to rent those spaces out, that is
yeah.
like another way to create passive income, especially if you
Buy
have,
all the land you can in the
oh my
metaverse.
God,
Buy it
yes.
all. I only had like two other things to talk about. One of them was something about the sandbox. Just that, let me get this proper tab up so that I read it correctly. They are having a competition where it's not a competition. It's, I guess some of it is. Mostly it's a giveaway, like a contest, but there are some competition aspects for artists. Um,
I meant to
we would
ask, did
like,
you get your pizza?
I did. Yeah, 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 I did. The
That's
guy
so
was
cool.
like looking at me like I'm a weirdo because I had to take a picture of it because it's, and I'm trying to explain to, I put it on mute so no one heard like this exchange. This guy was looking at me like I'm nuts. I'm like 50 people all over the country. We're all getting a pizza right now at the same time. Yeah, that guy, he didn't really care. Um, but he was really nice though. Okay, so the Sandbox posted, when was this? Oh, okay, there's still one day left, I think. October the 7th, but I just saw this today. We would like to thank our community for all of the support. And for this, we are launching the 200K sand giveaway. And for full details, I'm going to put the link in the chat. There are multiple ways that you can win sand. So, and they have a whole Medium article on it. So just give this a look if you have the time or you're interested, or you could just go on the Sandbox Game. That's their Twitter account to read more about it. If you don't want to click through the link, that's fine and understandable. So, last thing I wanted to talk about was um, I said at the beginning of the show that I enter in these strange Discord servers. This one really takes the cake for strange. Um, as soon as you enter, there's not much there. First of all, I still don't even know what this project is. I mean, I have an idea, it's some kind of apes, but that's about it. It's a project launching on Immutable X called Immutable Apes. And there seems to be some confusion, and this is something I'm still struggling to understand. I have seen another server also called Immutable Apes, and it appears there are two projects called Immutable Apes coming out on Immutable X. I'm not sure
Hmm.
how this is possible, but there are definitely two servers floating around out there, and they are not the same. So, this server is actually has a weird name, maybe because the other one already took. Oh, you know what? They've now changed it. It says Immutable Apes X. That's what it's called now. Okay, so I am going to show you the Discord. Um, but I have to tell you this part first because when you look at it, I've already progressed through all the levels, so it will not display this way. But when you join, it says one and only one thing: prove yourself. Okay. So pretty much I just started chatting because that was the only option, was to chat. Whoever created this server is they designed the onboarding to the server in an amazing way. And I really believe that shared experience makes for great community building. And that is exactly what you'll find in this particular server. So you join and it says, prove yourself. Then you start talking and you end up in a cage because, well, it's immutable apes. So you're in a cage. And then from the cage, you go to the zoo. Then from the zoo, you go to quarantine. So there must be some kind of like sickness. Like the lore has not fully been released. So I think they're like building it as you go through these servers. I should note that there are 83 channels to this server.
Oh
So
my
they put in,
gosh.
and this isn't just some project that popped up out of nowhere and completed in a week. A lot of work went into this by the team, who still, even the website, it's just nothing but an ape on a gorilla on it. There's no information, just their Twitter account and a link to the Discord. It's very secretive, or it seems for now. They're slowly dripping the information. So after quarantine, then you go to a migrant camp. And I made it to the migrant camp, but oh, I'm sorry. Then I made it to the immigration office, but the immigration office was closed because it was the weekend. So we had to wait until this morning. Then the immigration office opened and you had to type in a code and like all this crazy stuff. But then you get on the other side and then you have to choose if you're going to be a smooth brained ape or if you're going to be a big brained ape. I chose smooth brained ape. I still have no idea. Like beyond that, we're all waiting for something else. Like
Mhm.
when I say sometimes I feel like I find these things that are cult like, I just want to show you what we participated in yesterday. Just wait, because I'm pretty sure, Corey, you have no idea what I'm about to show you. We had a Sunday service yesterday.
In that Discord space?
Yeah, it was like a little vigil.
That is cute.
Um, hold on. I hope this isn't going to be one of those moments where I burst into laughter again. But here we go, guys. These are the things that Allison participates in on her free time because she just cannot stop herself. So, welcome to Sunday service. Today we pray for Harambe.
Oh, wow.
Now let's make some noise in the cage. Okay, this is the video that we all saw.
Oh, no.
Away, but this 400-pound male gorilla named Harambe came to the scene. You can see him clearly holding the boy between his legs. Some have described it as him dragging him through the water, but many say that he wasn't attacking the boy. In fact, he was just playing with him.
Oh my goodness.
Okay, so a lot of work has gone into crafting this server and excuse me,
How
and
many people are in there?
designing the
Is it over
experience.
5,000 yet, or is it more than
Oh
that?
yeah. It's 11,876. I still don't think a lot of people know about it. So now I'm going to take you into the server and you'll see the journey of the apes.
And Travis said
And
that should be a moment of silence. Allie, do not laugh.
I'm sorry.
Oh my gosh.
But I'm like really pumped about this project because I don't know who came up with all of this, but it's just so much work and I'm into it. I'm really into it. and I know a bunch of other people that are as well. There are some people on our server that have gone on this journey with me. It was Dallas and myself Saturday night that we're going through this. I'd said goodnight to him, like, yeah, I'm going to bed. It's so late. And then I find this, and that was it. It was game over after that. I was stuck in here chatting for a long time. So here are the things, like, this is what you see in the beginning: the prove yourself, then the cage, the zoo, quarantine, immigration office, migrant camp. And then this is like when the office is closed, you can like chat about NFT alpha in here, like stuff for IMX. And then you go to the waiting room. Oh, I think I forgot to mention, you have an interview, but it isn't like a formal interview, obviously. It's just you selecting, excuse me, if you want to be a smooth brain ape or a big brain ape. Somehow I seem to be in both. I thought I was only in smooth brained. Oh no, these are the memes. They're showing both of the memes. So this is like the only kind of artwork thing that we've seen, because this is the profile picture of the Twitter account. This is it. So I've not seen anything else. And then this is just like a bunch of memes that people made. And the last announcements were like, okay, you have to wait for and this is who makes the announcements: Father, the immutable father.
Mm-hmm. That kind
Yeah,
of reminds me
so
of like the orangutans on Planet of the Apes. They were the wise ones.
yeah, Corey, I don't watch a lot of TV or
This
movies, so
stuff
I'm gonna
is
be completely
just
honest with you.
like crazy. I swear it is. It
Yeah,
is. Yeah.
it's so there's 83 channels, and like this is all I can see. So
Wow.
what else is going on in here? I have no clue, but I'm going to find out. They said that we can have a break now. I'm trying to find where that was. Yeah, I don't know. It's in here somewhere. They said like, okay, you can have a break. You've made it this far. Congratulations, kind of thing. Just wait for further instruction. So that's what I will do. I will wait. I mean, this is the stuff like the missionaries shall be anointed, heretic bots shall be disqualified. Praise the real immutable apes. Oh, and if you're spamming on here, they're gonna kick you out.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it's really cool, and I'm hoping that it is worth my while. And I'm hoping that I make the whitelist, just like I did for that stringify door thing from last week, the other cult-like experience that I participated in. But there's no further update on there, so hopefully I didn't waste like an entire day of my life trying to make a whitelist. But yeah, there's no new information there.
I'm
Let's
telling
see.
you guys, being in these discords, trying to get whitelisted and to avoid gas wars and public mints could be and is like
Oh,
almost a full-time freaking job. I'm telling you guys.
something
And you
new
have to
has
be
happened.
selective. What happened?
In Stringify door, they opened a garden. I gotta find out. No, that's what I'm gonna end up doing tonight. I have to find out why there's a garden. Who
Ron
even
says
knows?
once you're in alley, you will never be allowed out because there is an ape mafia. Blood in, blood out.
Yeah. Um.
Oh, it feels like definitely there's blood in, bruh. Blood, sweat, and tears trying to work your way up those levels just so you can
That's what I'm
get
talking about. Like,
whitelisted. OMG. But I mean, if you got
this
a
one was
great
enjoyable.
project, it can be fun and it can be worth it. I mean, look at Jungle Freaks.
Yep.
And that is
Yeah.
one of the hippest, hypest, and highly anticipated NFT drops out there. And getting in early can definitely be worth your while, even working your way up those levels if the project is worthy, if the people. And of course, Zeneca and Ali. Zeneca's, we gave you his Twitter handle, somebody to
Yeah.
follow, but he
Such a
always
great
says,
account.
man, I follow the people. If the people are good, the art can be fantastic, but if you got a crappy team, it's not going to make it. So when you've
Yeah.
done your research and you found something that you feel is worth it, the team is solid, the roadmap is whatever, at least decent, The team, an anonymous team doesn't always mean it's going to fail, but it's always good if the team is doxed, or at least you know who's behind the project. It just makes me
Yeah.
feel better. I really do not care for anonymous teams. All of those factors playing in there. The community is active and engaged, not just a bunch of bots that they paid for to get into the server, but an actual engaged community. Then you just be selected, because you could literally spend 24 hours a day in these discords trying to get these whitelists.
Yeah,
And there's
for
only
real.
so
You
much ETH
could.
to go around.
I
So you
know
got to
that's the
be
problem I'm
selective.
having at the moment. Yeah. But this Immutable Apes, this is going to be my first purchase on Immutable X, so that should be interesting.
And Sharon Pender says it looks like a few more over 3K already for Stringify, I guess. So, yeah, people are getting in the door. They're opening another door tomorrow night. Big Dallas says, to another 100
Yeah,
people.
there's
Yeah.
3,091 inside right now, and there's 8,978 in the queue.
And Channing says that he and his wife are going to be doing a drop soon. Bro, definitely let us know. We're going to have you on here
Oh
to
yeah, for
interview on the
sure.
show when you're ready to do that. Definitely want to feature you here for sure. And, have our community support you. So congratulations. Can't wait to hear all about it.
Yeah, I would love to have you on, Channing. I've said that to Corey before, because I saw you working on your pottery. You had shared a photo or something when you were at the studio, and I thought it was cool. So yeah.
Well, you guys, we've gone 16 minutes over our allotted time. There's always so much we want to cover. We could go on, Lord knows, for hours,
Yeah.
but we not. We're gonna see you guys back here again tomorrow night. Same bat time, same CLOC channel. Make sure that you follow us on Twitter, and that you get in there and use that Cryptonairz.com for the spooky 30% off any level subscription to get into our Discord, where they drop this alpha all the time. Because you don't know what you don't know. So it's great to have a community of folks who do know.
Yeah.
And we would love to have you as part of our family. And then until then, I will see you guys tomorrow night at 8 p.m. Eastern.
Bye,
Have a
guys.
great Monday night. Bye-bye.